Oh, real quick, in the last video I had mentioned that I had COVID around the same time Ashley did, and I would be surprised if she showed up for the next session because I had quarantined for at least 10 days. Anyway, she did not show up live, but she did show up remotely, which I thought was kind of interesting. Anyway, it brought me back to the old days when Ashley would have to call in because she was filming in New York. And I kind of liked it, seeing her face blown up so you could see her expressions and whatnot. I think it would be kind of cool if they would do that for each of the players, and it wouldn't be too hard to do, I don't think. I mean, I'll give it a try here with my editing software, and you can see how it looks. Do you like that better, or do you like it zoomed out so you can see more of their interactions? I don't know. I kind of like it with the faces zoomed in. Now, this is how you do a bridge episode. What do I mean by a bridge episode? I mean the bridge between one story arc and another story arc. We've just finished the Heartmore heist storyline, and we are gearing up for a journey to Bassuras. And we'll get to that later. But this episode could very well have been boring. But once again, Critical Role players and Matt Mercer have managed to take what could have been a humdrum resting point and created what I think was a really fun session. Who am I? I am the BookTube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. I do recaps of Critical Role and analyze the episodes in terms of story, so there will be spoilers. The highlight of this episode is, of course, the revelations of Ashton. But before we get there, let's pull back and pick up from the beginning. The party has just returned to Drusar and spent a night of well-deserved rest before collecting their reward from Jiana Hexum. Ashton had a dream about the burglary he was a part of that resulted in the gem being fused into his head, which is a bit of a foreshadow of what is to come. Remember, the burglary was his old crew of the Nobodies trying to steal from Jiana Hexum, and he has little recollection of what happened that caused this injury. But the mysterious box that was mentioned in Evan Hydroga's papers, which was a spy report on Jiana Hexum, is apparently what is triggering Ashton's memories. Memories that were blocked or wiped out when he opened up this mysterious box. Real quick, I am not a huge fan of dreams being the catalyst of a story. In novels, it's usually discouraged or warned against because readers generally aren't entertained by dreams and sometimes even think it's a little bit of a cheat. We already have Imogen and her dreams about the Red Storm, so personally, I was a little underwhelmed that we're being led through the story by yet another dream. It's really not a big deal, but I hope it's not a trend that Matt Mercer is going to rely on dreams to advance character subplots going forward. Anyway, the next day they indeed go to Jiana Hexum and collect their reward and get a bonus for the papers they stole, minus, of course, the spy reports on her. There's a big aha moment when Ashton spots what looks to be another one of those mysterious boxes. Jiana is also obsessed with FCG, and this is kind of funny, but FCG thinks she's asking him on a date.
Your craftsmanship. A bit rough at first immediate glance, but and now her hands come forward. She kind of cups the side of your head on each side and kind of pulls you forward. Fine craft here, which only seen a few places by some extremely talented.
If I may, ma'am,
Yes, I'm sorry.
the way that you're sort of pawing me, it's not quite the way that I care to be touched.
My apologies.
You know, I don't know you very well, but a bit of advice. Maybe don't touch people's faces and probe around them when you first meet them. I mean, I forgive you. You know, I know you're curious about me, and to be honest with you, I'm sort of curious too. I haven't met many other folks just like me, and I'd like to, and I'd like to find out why. But it's just not a good way to get to know someone. I've learned from my friends, the Hells, that you know, you're supposed to take someone out and get a meal with them and go to the theater with them to really get to know them. And at the end of the day, if they don't like each other, then they just sort of say, like, I'm not into you, and then you kind of go your separate way. But at least that's the sort of ritual, the social ritual that you're supposed to do, not this sort of poking and prodding thing.
Are you asking me on a date?
Oh boy, I didn't intend to, but sure, if you'd like to. I mean, I think that would be real neat. I know a restaurant with a really good meal.
I am continuously amused at this conversation. I do not think I'm your type. I am.
That's exactly what the other fella said about my friends. I guess we just sort of skipped to the end.
And another little humorous bit is when Fern decides she really wants to get that enchanted bust that changes his face to whoever's looking at it. You gotta love Fern.
Well, anything else I can do for you? Or shall I set you on your way?
What about that head?
Oh, right.
What? Head? Fern.
Yes, I actually, I feel like we talked about maybe, you were going to give me the statue that was downstairs. Didn't we talk about that? I feel like we did.
Oh, you were serious about that?
Oh, very much so. I think it's beautiful. Obviously, I can't carry it with me now, but, I would gladly take it off of your hands anytime.
Make a persuasion check.
Except delivery.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, jeez. What is she rolling?
You rolled already. 18.
Oh, 18. I'll tell you what. If you take it out with you right now, you can have it.
Okay. Just lift it up and take it out?
Indeed.
Okay.
It's downstairs, or it's...
On the way out. There's two to choose from right at the base of the stairs.
Do you have a preference?
Not particularly. The enchantment is identical.
Are they going to attack, or is something going to trigger?
Don't spoil the surprise.
So. Guess you'll have to find out.
Oh, this will be fun. Okay.
Well, we want to try to get this statue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Make a strength check.
She's just taking
Is it a bust or is it a full?
Yeah, how big is it?
Yeah.
No, it is a like a maybe a nearly a foot wide pillar that rises from the ground. It has almost like a spiral shape to it, and then on top there is a bust, but it looks humanoid. It's like shoulders and like the upper part of a shoulder and
I'm just
the upper part of
picturing
an
that
arm.
Ford bus we had on the...
but it is plain. It is featureless beyond just the shape of a head and shoulders and chest.
Disney projection man.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Oh,
Haunted Mansion.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna go
Fern, what'd you roll?
right there.
8.
Oh, great.
guidance.
Did you guide yourself, Fern?
I forgot.
Little goat pellet falls out.
It's just so heavy.
Every time she strains, I create a little opening bloom on her furry butt. And after 30 seconds, there's about 8 or 9 of them.
How's it going down here?
We can't get the
I
bust.
think we're about done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a quick try to just grab it and
Is it
sling
being
it.
magically held down?
Make a strength check.
Strength check.
Yes.
23.
23. With just one arm, pretty much. You just kind of like fireman's carried the bus onto your shoulder.
We're out.
Snap!
I just start heading towards the door.
Oh, wow. That worked?
Oh, wait, is it, do you need help?
Mine now. I'm going.
Oh, okay.
The
Where
door
are we
is-
gonna put it?
The door is open as you exit.
Then they go to Lord Eshteross, and yes, we get a follow-up on the Lady Emeth and Armand Treshy storyline, which are the links to the much larger plot that I really wanted to know more about. Lady Emeth apparently has spilled the proverbial beans, and Armand Treshy has fled the city to go to Bassuras. The party decides to follow him there and try to capture him, dead or alive. There's some background links to FCG and Ashton in Bassuras, but I didn't really quite follow that. But I'm sure we'll learn more. Lord Eshteross is going to lend his flying ship to take them there. Bassuras is also relatively close to Yeos, which is where the Omen Archives is and the mysterious group called the Grim Verity. Chetney finally meets Agitdial, who he hopes can help him find the Gorgonai, which is a group that he thinks can help him control his werewolf curse. Chetney receives the clue that he needs to find the Gorgonai in some remote jungle. I don't know, I'm not really invested in this Chetney subplot. Maybe that will change in the future. Oh, and there was a brief shopping trip where they bought a portable hole. If you didn't know, portable holes were inspired by the old Roadrunner cartoons. But the Ashton subplot really ramps up, and I am really invested in this subplot. Milo, who is another member of the Nobodies, I think, are somehow associated with them. Anyway, he was part of the burglary and tells Ashton that when they found him after the failed theft of Jiana Hexum, that they thought he was dead. Then they thought he was alive, but he had that massive head wound. Ashton was clutching a mysterious vial with gray liquid in it.
And we all didn't realize until we got outside that you had fallen. And you were busted up pretty bad. So we grabbed you and we ran back here and we didn't know what to do. And, you know, at the time it was hard to tell if you know, you were better suited for flesh and blood stitching and healing, or, you know, I'm a builder. I don't know. We weren't going to let you die there, so I did what I thought I could do with meager understanding of whatever the hell you are.
And I'm grateful for it.
But I took some gold, some brass, whatever metals I could find. I found some heavy bit of glass that I had been amassing for a separate project, and just heated and melted it down, and you were clutching something at the time, something that you wouldn't let go of, and I had to pry it from your hands. And it was like a crystal vial about that long.
The fuck?
And I couldn't figure out what it was, but it looked magical. It was like this kind of weird grayish liquid. Had like an odd sheen to it. And when nothing else was working, I didn't know what else to do. So I just kind of threw it in the gumbo, if you will, and poured the glass and sealed it up, and that's when you started to spark again. That's when something pulled you back. So it must have worked, whatever it was. I just think whatever weird gods were looking down on you that day.
And for some reason, Milo decided to pour the vial into Ashton's head before sealing it with that crystal. Then Imogen tries to use her psychic powers with the help of FCG to restore Ashton's memories, and they find out the mysterious vial came from the mysterious box that's been haunting his memories, and opening the box may have triggered a bunch of runes. What's going on? I want to know more.
We're gonna double up our detect thoughts.
And if it goes south, then you do calm emotion and I'll keep it
Sure,
detecting.
sure. Okay.
Okay. And you're not resisting.
No.
Okay.
No.
This. No.
He's not resisting.
He's not resisting.
Okay.
So you push beyond just a naturally strong barrier towards the complicated personality that is Ashton. What questions do you ask?
What were you looking for in her house?
I don't know.
What was the last thing you remember?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, yeah.
But you start to get flashes of memory. Little like, damn it! Coming up! Shit!
Yeah.
Just little flickers. You catch one image of a dark corner of a tavern with a bunch of figures on a table, and you can just barely see the glasses of Milo glinting off some of the nearby lantern light, and there's somebody else there in the group that you don't recognize being like, these shipments she's getting are timed. There's something to it. I think tonight's our chance. More running through the streets. Where did... Back to darkness. Quietly creeping the wood. Footsteps in a dark interior. To the right, you see the shape of a familiar white bust. Back to darkness. And push deeper. You begin to sense empathically from Ashton a brewing anxiety as you see in a room that you don't recognize what looks to be runes on the ground beginning to light up and glow. And there's an instinct to run. Then it blinks back before that. And you see a crate hidden off to the side. The wooden structure of it is pushed into kind of a small store corner. And this is, the anxiety is lessened. It's more of a quickened state of hurriedness. And you see Ashton taking the hammer and using the edge of it to crowbar open the top of this crate. As a voice behind's going, quick, quick, go! We don't have time! Back to darkness. You see Ashton's perspective looking over her shoulder, and you see a woman with kind of wild, tangled hair, and what looks to be like really dark makeup just smeared across the eyes and the cheeks, wearing kind of like a ragged hide, who's currently going, quick, 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 did you find it? And then looks down, and the top of the crate is open, and Ashton's hand reaches in and rummages, and you hear the sound of many glass things clinking. Pulls free, and there is a singular glass vial in his hand. Not enough light to make out more details of it. And this memory now begins to feed into the one you saw previously, as these dull red runes begin to glow in the chamber. Back to darkness. The next flash is the sky and the edge of the balcony getting further and further away.
Calm him. Calm him.
Okay, I'll zoom out and I'll cast Calm Emotions.
Okay.
I don't want him to experience this again.
Darkness. And then flashes. Oh god! Go, 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 go! Shit, shit! You fucked it up! Stop it, let him! He's dead, just leave him. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And you're just seeing shapes and movement and blurred states shifting in and out. And then a bright light. Unfocused. These large, kind of flickering shapes kind of just drifting in the air from the perspective. Like dust particles out of focus, just lightly bleary-eyed. And then a dark shape steps in front of it. The glasses pull away. You okay? No way.
We end the episode again with no cliffhanger, but a sweet little sending to Dorian. Next week, we're going to get another road trip, but this time in a flying ship, which sounds fun to me. Then after that, hopefully, we'll get to Bassuras and learn more about Armand Treshy. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you missed last week's recap, you can see it right here. Until we meet again, may all the books you read and the campaigns you play in be blessed.